right, well, hello again from Reborn Martial Arts here in Springfield, Virginia. Here with another episode of Mike Takes the Mic. I'm Mike, and I'm asking questions of Headmaster Christopher Dyer. And we have this question for you. How does sparring relate to self-defense?
Good. I like this question. It's theme of the week, sparring.
Theme of the week. So it is November 6th, 2024. We just had an election. If you're looking for self-defense, check us out, Reborn Martial Arts.
So sparring. Sparring is, by definition, light strikes used to simulate boxing skills. So it is a way to get familiar with ranging, timing, speed, chaos, the chaos of defense. It's also fantastic cardio. It's fantastic community building. Like the people that you spar with are usually the people that you get along best with, especially if you're in a really good martial arts studio where you're building community. There are some people. I talked to a guy last week. He was talking about how he trains at a doghouse. Like, doghouse? I've heard this phrase before. It's a place where they try and give each other brain damage. It's a doghouse.
That doesn't sound healthy.
Yeah, I think he was priding himself on the fact that he goes to a place where they beat the crap out of each other on a regular, and we know that that's not great for your brain. So we try and avoid that here. I mean, we're definitely throwing strikes, real speed, real time, but we do kind of pull the strikes because we have jobs to go back to, or most of my students have jobs to go back to in the morning, and brain damage is something we try and avoid around here because we like to practice for longevity. That's not to say that our sparring doesn't get intense sometimes. It's just we're not a doghouse, as this guy was so proud of saying. So sparring is great for skill development. It is not self-defense training. In fact, it is, I know this is going to be a surprise for you, it is counter to self-defense training.
And because it hamstrings you, right? It takes away a lot of your abilities. You can't really throw elbows effectively. You can't strike to certain targets.
Those are all 100% accurate, and there are certain rule sets that you have to follow. And if you go to point sparring tournaments and stuff like that, there's certain rules that you have to follow. And for safety, we can't hit to the back of the head, or that's not even why I mean it's counter to self-defense. Why I mean it's counter to self-defense is it trains your brain that there's a give and take. In a self-defense situation, you don't want to take any of it. In one instant, boom, it's over. And you don't have time to exchange blows. If it's two mutual combatants, if you get into yo, you're what was it? That was the hot phrase when I was in school, your mama, sort of blah, 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 and you push the person and then you start trading fisticuffs. You're not in a self-defense situation, you're in a we are trying to prove our manhood situation. You are two idiots who have decided to get into a tussle and to exchange blows to show who's more masculine. That is all that is. It's two bucks doing this with their horns. It's not self-defense. Self-defense is your life or someone you care about or someone you don't even know, but their life is in danger. You need to deal with the situation as efficiently as possible. That's it. That's what a self-defense situation is. If you find yourself exchanging blows, you're fighting, play fighting, you're sparring.
Street fighting.
You're street fighting, it is not self-defense. And that is the biggest difference. And it's one of those things you have to train the mind to switch that coding that we have of sparring and self-defense. And so sparring, it is frustrating a lot of times because there's things, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this, but the rule set won't let me do it. Think about that as far as self-defense. Like, what could I do in this situation when a punch is coming at me because that's what this person is doing. They're trying to attack me for whatever reason. I've tried to put this moment off. I've tried to put this moment off. I've tried talking it down. I've tried to no, they're doing it. Boom. I need to do this. I need to defend myself. I need to put this person down, lock them up, do something, and it needs to be over in a split second because I don't have time to exchange blows with this person. And that is the downside of sparring, is it trains a mentality that is counter to what we want for self-defense. That seems like a shocking answer. You didn't expect that one, I think.
No, I mean, I think, you know, those other items kind of nip around the periphery of what you're getting at. That is to say that, you know, you're not defending yourself when sparring. You know, you're kind of testing yourself, testing your techniques.
Yeah, and if you're rude at sparring, you tend to do less of the taking and more of the giving. If you know you're going for a title match or something like that, your coaches, your trainers will get people in the ring with you. Some of them willingly, or some of them maybe not. That you're going to beat the crap out of. And that's like, they get in there, they know that they get to train with the prize fighter or whatever, and they get to go tell their friends that they're training with the prize fighter. But even there, like, that's training, that's sparring, that is not the same thing as self-defense. Like, even though you spar with someone that's really good and it feels like you're trying to defend yourself, you are in most cases. But it's not the same thing as like an actual self-defense situation. So I think that's one of the big things. People, they go to a fight school, or they go to a place where it trains them for competition, and the mental coding, the training, isn't necessarily the same as what you would need for self-defense. And so it's important to, you know, that your trainers explain that to you, or you train at a place that fits what you need. If you want to go win titles and matches and all that fun stuff, that's awesome. Go do that. You're going to be in phenomenal shape. But the mental side of it probably isn't the same as the mental side of a true, like, self-defense situation.
And I would argue, you know, on the flip side, if you want to train self-defense, it's always better to be in shape, just generally speaking, but you don't have to be this kind of mountain of a human being. You can, you know, people of all shapes and sizes have defended themselves, and it's possible with the right kind of training and the right, you know, as you mentioned, the right mindset.
Yeah. The fitness side of it, like, I talk a lot about being fit for martial arts or whatever, but, you know, being fit, looking fit, is a deterrent in itself. But being fit doesn't mean that you can fight. It doesn't mean that you can defend yourself. It doesn't mean that you know how to handle a intense situation with clear mind. It just means that you're fit. But, you know, as I've said before, being fit helps if you train all those other things. So it's important. And you look at a lot of, like, really good fighters, they're not mountains of muscle. They're as muscular as they need to be able to efficiently use their body weight. And that's the key. Is, like, self-defense training is about using what you have in an instant that you have it. And, you know, being lean sometimes is a huge benefit to being a mound of muscle. Like, in a self-defense situation, the best thing to do is run oftentimes. And you see someone who's, you know, really jacked, you see him run, and, like, dude, you're going to pass out before you can deal with the self-defense situation. So, you know, the cardio aspect of it is huge.
All right. Well, that concludes this episode of Mike Takes the Mic. Thanks so much for your thoughts. And until next time, we will see you later.